The hantavirus plaguing the cruise ship has now also spread to France. So a French person who never set foot on this cruise ship has now tested positive for this Andes virus, which is the substrain of the hantavirus that can spread from person to person. They contracted it from the passenger who died that was on the plane. And if you remember what I've said on previous videos is that they are now tracking everybody on that plane that rode with the victim who passed away. Now, previously, investigators had been using a theory that the elderly couple had been bird watching in Argentina and they picked it up and brought it back to the ship. If you remember, I said on my last video as well that there was a Swiss man who was on this ship a month prior to all of this. He is now home. He recently got an email from the cruise ship line, tested positive for this Andes virus. No word yet on his wife's status. Remember, this virus can lay dormant for up to 8 weeks. It has a 40% mortality rate, which is 4 out of 10 people, and it is spread by respiratory droplets. This ship is headed to the Canary Islands where they're going to dock at Tenerife. The local officials are trying to push back, but ultimately the Prime Minister of Spain is saying that they are going to allow them to dock. They're going to quarantine all of the Spaniards at a military hospital, and then the rest of the people will go immediately back to their own countries instead of quarantining in place. No word yet if they're going to be quarantined when they get back.
They want to discredit you for what?
Because I'm a dangerous man, because I know too much about the truth.
Now that end of the world apocalyptic garbage you write?
You know my work? I was right about Dallas, wasn't I?
How were you right?
You familiar with the hantavirus, Agent Mulder?
Yeah, it was a deadly virus spread by field mice in the southwestern United States several years ago.
According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak of the hantavirus. Are you familiar with what the Federal Emergency Management Agency's real power is? FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. What is an agency with such broad sweeping power doing managing a small viral outbreak in suburban Texas?
You're saying it wasn't such a small outbreak?
No. I'm saying it wasn't the hantavirus.
Well, what was it? What was it?
When we were young men in the military, your father and I were recruited for a project. They told us it was biological warfare or a virus.
What killed those men?
What killed them, I won't even write about. We have no context for what killed those men, or any appreciation of the scale at which it'll be unleashed in the future.
A plague?
Plague to end all plagues, Agent Mulder. The silent weapon for a quiet war. The systematic release of an indiscriminate organism, which the men who will bring it on still have no cure. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting gooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon.
Negotiating with whom?
I think you know. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, the secret government.
Watch
They want to discredit
it up and
All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
you for what?
Double
prior
honor.
to all of this, he is now home. He recently got an email from the cruise ship line, tested positive for this Andes virus. No word yet on.
First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. What says like foreigners, when you see the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. The same playbook, the same play, same playbook, same people that's on top, same avenue of shit looking real desperate, real wag the dog situation. And here they play the game of plague. And just like that X-File episode, I've never seen that episode before. They name the virus, also tell you those who are responsible for it and how they think. You see, I was just watching another a clip with this guy Alex Jones, and he was trying to break something down, and I was like, what the fuck? So his whole thing is other dimensions and this, that, to the third, and anywho, this devil is gonna come down with the slickest way of doing something to get the masses of the people. In other words, 2019, 2020, all over again. Lockdown expected. Lives should be changed because the orange man who was in position of power has lost the narrative long ago. This war with Iran is not looking good. All the broken promises, all the broken promises, all the we won and we winning and all this other good stuff that he been spewing didn't mean shit because they wasn't winning. He's losing the narrative. So the next best thing is speed ahead with what they already intended to do. Somehow, some way, the end of this year is going to be hectic. But before the end of the year, I truly believe I speak as a man with this whole election thing that's going to take place in November. Prior to that, all hell's going to break loose. He needs to make sure that he keeps the power that he has. So there's a couple options that he has under his belt. Option A, which is the premise of this show, pandemic. Option B, what's really going on right now, is the war. So all these options is on the table to maintain that which you have. But what they fail to tell you people, the little stunt that they pulled many, many, many years ago, well, guess what? That shit came with uh, dire consequences and repercussions. And those dire consequences and repercussions was the fact that whatever they put in people was mutating. So all these different various names and so forth, it stand for the same thing. And all you people were responsible for these things take place. You're always responsible for your own demise. And this is how they playing people. So they're gonna come with new things and things they want to do, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get the results that they desire. This is why Slack here. Psalms 64. I started one. It says, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So the secret counsels of the wicked is at full play. We've been under assimilation, we've been under a spell, right? We've been taught the things that we see with our own eyes is reality, but it's not. All right. And what everybody's realizing now, more and more every day, that the things that they was stressing and they didn't really mean nothing. Now what they tried to do, which we all know, they gave the people back in the world all their rights, Now they want to take it away somehow, some way, because too much people are going to judge this war that's taking place. Too many people. So you got to keep the minds of the people thinking. All right, keep them unbalanced. While the WF has made things in motion to put a chip on everybody, Elon Musk said they want to, AI is going to take over and people are going to realize that their lives don't mean nothing. All right, this is all in play. They're about to take all people's rights. ICE, what this guy was talking about, he's going to rename ICE to NICE. They're not done. All right. He got his own private army, another private army that they said is going to eventually take over. So there's a lot of beautiful things is going on. But when David saw it, remember, if you go to understand, you got to understand history. When David was in power, nobody could stand up against him. They could talk their shit, but they couldn't do nothing. So he wasn't talking about that time, he was talking about now. Right? He said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrections of the workers of iniquity, which is the overthrow. Insurrection means to overthrow. Overthrow what? What the Lord established. That's what this whole thing, this whole rebellious state is at. They had to have everybody rebel against the Lord, against what they was taught, and to incorporate everything else that they have incorporated. Now, when the people are upset because they know that they've been lied to, all they could go back is to the book. That's why, the Spirit, the Lord is so bad that He makes His own enemies, and He makes their own enemies, and they have some sort of strength, but they don't mean shit. All right, He said, "Whet their tongues like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even better words." It says that they might shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves, this is the point, in the evil matter. So everything going accordingly, how they desired things to be. Despite the rhetoric, they desire is to eliminate majority of people on the planet Earth. By hook or crook, they're gonna get the results. That's how they looking at it. All right. Now with the whole Spirit Airline, when that took place, which was, I won't say travesty, but is according to plan. Because Spirit Airline has a major policy, which everybody realizing it was the cheapest airline. And being the cheapest airline, you provided for many low-income people. Now, since it's dead, everybody else is going to take slack, so to speak. And even in that sense, it's not enough. So they just eliminated all access of traveling. So everybody that had the ability to travel are losing their ability to travel because soon they won't be able to afford to travel. This is all part of the plan. And this is exactly what they wanted to do. Black you. Because with these viruses, these outbreaks all of a sudden is popping out of nowhere, that does what? Put people on lockdown. It was already having an energy crisis because of the war, Straits of Hormuz, and he was going to plan things out so that way people won't go out. And even here in New York, there's some places where you could just park for free. Now, word on the streets is the current mayor wants to desire to have everybody pay for parking. So if everybody's going to pay for parking, you might as well not even have a car. So slowly but for surely, they're taking the rights from people. All right. I believe one person said, especially by somebody's house, people live like kings. So if you live in an apartment building or a mini mansion, whatever, you live in a house the kings are. So what they're intending to do, they intended to take all of that away from you. What's that movie I was bringing up? Soylent Green. And if it was about the future, and within this future, people didn't have shit. People was literally those are, I guess, the good to do people had apartments. They had to share with somebody, a stranger. All right, the roommate shit, and the people in the building were sleeping in the hallways and so forth. While the rich people had apartments, had furniture. All right, they had two types of furniture: furniture actually to sit down, furniture to sleep, furniture to sit at the table. But the other furniture is that each place came with a woman, and they refer women as furnitures. All right, and eating jelly was a delicacy. So the classism was in full display because that movie was a form of a new world order. The haves and the have-nots. So they planned to take away all the rights for the people that don't have, all right, or that do have rights, but they're gonna take away their rights. And this is how they encourage themselves. And you got Alex Jones and all these individuals will say, yeah, it's about the Constitution, the Constitution. Constitution don't mean shit. It was always about your God given rights being taken away from you. That is why they're doing the things that they're doing. All right. It says the commune of laying snares, which is a trap. Privately they say, who shall see them? So the Rockefellers, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, they don't sit there and say, all right, we're gonna do this way, that. No, that's why they hire help for. There's your desire is their desire is the end game. That's why it was watching something. You got the old elites versus the new elites. Right? So that the trap is set. Everything that was given is going to be taken away. It says, what is that? Verse 8:6. They search out iniquities, which is sin multiplied. All right, is more than 10 commandments. It's 613 laws. And they break, in this society, they break every single law possible and then some. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both their inward thoughts, every one of them, and their heart is deep. And this is how they come up with the idea of literally starting these plagues. All right. When you read Revelation, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Revelation 6, and I can start at 4. It says, And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given unto him. The horse represents the power. The red, being a red horse, is talking about Esau Edom. All right, that was the significance of this prophecy. And power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And it was given unto him a great sword. That great sword is those ICBM nuclear weapons. And when he opened the third seal, I heard a third beast say, "Come and see." And behold, I beheld, I beheld a black horse, and he that sat thereon had a pair of balance. So from the third to the black to what's the other one? To the was it the pale? They all have one thing in common. Though they all is brought to you by your neighborhood devil. All right. So these devils literally are starting all this shit on the planet Earth. It's like that movie Resident Evil was the last one, the last of the that franchise. And in that movie, uh, in that movie, they sat there and explained what their intention was and what they needed to do to control everything. And what was the main goal of that series of movies was about a virus. And they wanted to start their own apocalypse, their own Noah situation. So people be asking the question, do they know what they're doing? Absolutely not. Because it's the spirit of the Lord that's pushing them to do that. So they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. And each event that's going to take place, which is famine, pestilence, okay, wars, race riots, race, is all brought to you by Esau. And it's clear as day, even with amongst his household, they're not standing strong. So it says, and when he opened the fourth seal, I'm sorry, I skipped something. And it said, I'm going to say, and I heard a voice in heaven and of the four beasts say, measure the wheat for a penny, which is a penny is a day's wage. So measure, meaning don't let it go past a certain point. All right, judge the matter. It says that 3 measures of barley for a penny, the seed thou hurt not, the oil and the wine. The oil and the wine is this knowledge. All right. So he was given a strict command, like it says in what? Revelations, the 13th chapter. Was it 13th chapter? I lost my train of thought. Not the first should be last and last should be first. That's part of it too. But these people literally are causing a worldwide famine. And they're doing it deliberately. All right, deliberately. But that's because they're the devil that the Bible speaks of. Um, Genesis, no, sorry. Hold on. Second Ezra 15. Okay. You know what? Let me go 16. Second Ezra 16 and Should be right here. 14. It says, "Behold, the plagues are sent, who shall not return again, and it shall not return again until they come upon the earth." What is those plagues? It's going to come in the form of the ICBM nuclear missiles. That's the ultimate plague. But there will be little small skirmishes, plagues out there to take man out. And a lot of you people out there have these triggering disease that the right wavelength is going to have people triggered and do whatever they have to do in order to survive. So the Lord is the one that's sending the plagues, and they're not ready. I mean, the people are not ready because the scripture says, "When it shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction." So you have to have some level of decorum, all right, some level of peace, but they won't. It says, "The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth." I'll go back to this real quick. Yeah, and it says, verse 6, Revelation 6 and 6, 6 and 6. "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, measure the," oh, I read that already. Verse 7, "And when he opened the fourth seal, I heard a voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see, and look. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, because he's gonna bring the heat." He's literally gonna bring the heat. It says, Slakia. Go back to 6 and 6 again. It says 6 and 6. "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts, and the measure down, it's a measure of the wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." And it says, "And when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of heaven, said the voice of the four beasts say, Come and see. And behold," saying, "and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that set on him was Death." So it seems like death is coming to everyone. There's no hiding it. There's no masking it. It's coming for everybody. All right. And 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to get what's coming to them. So it says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and there he sat there one was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and kill and and power was given unto him over them, unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth." So everything that is said, Esau is the one that's responsible for it. And he's tried to mask it by blaming everything on everybody else. I don't recall anybody in the hood dropping a bomb on the land of Israel. But if you say anything about these people, they would besmirch you. Okay? So everybody's gonna feel it. But all these events is all brought to you by Esau, mainly the elites. So the elites are the ones that's responsible for all the wrongs that's going on in this world. And so the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It says in James, let me end off on this because James 5:1. It says, Go to you now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eating. And it says, and your gold is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and you shall eat and you shall eat your flesh as it were fire, and you have heaped up treasures together for the last days. And what you're seeing, what we're going through, is the last gasp. That's why they're going out there stealing all the real estates, because they trying to catch up with the top elites. That's why there's a lot of infighting, because some don't want this thing to go down the way they need it to go down. Some just maintain either or. The Lord's going to bring judgment to this place. It says, Behold, the hire of the laborers have reaped down your fields, which is what? Us working. We're employed. This is the so-called white man's world. We ain't going to stick out. So, behold, the hire of the laborers have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, and crieth, and the cries of them. So great heavy judgment is coming to those that wear the crown. All right. And once the Lord give that green light, it's gonna be hunting season. Silly rabbits. They can't save you, devils. Because this is 1,000 years of straight up oppression. What people gotta deal with. All right. While the elites, those that are under them, they're running amok. Because everything that Esau does is bad dealings, man. Right? A man that broke over 500 trees, maybe more, obviously. Now, all of a sudden, we have to believe that he's able to live, This is why Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take his people themselves and bring them into that land. And Esau is guilty the way he treats the Lord's people, how he treats the world. All right? Esau's days are numbered. It says, Behold, the laborers have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cry of them which have reaped into the ears of the Lord Sabaoth, the Lord of the armies. So you got to be a special individual so the Lord can actually listen to you. And the Lord got enmity between humans. Sorry, well, technically, we are humans. We have hue, we have color. But the enmity is between Esau and Jacob. So the Lord's going to play things out the way he wants it. This is the Lord's show. And it says back here, Behold, the plagues are sent, shall not return again until they come upon the earth. And the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plague shall be set upon the earth and shall not return again. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? So everything is mounted up against us, the average person. So these plagues, this martial law, all right, potential race war, all these things are happening at once. Okay, they're gonna run in the same playbook that they ran 2019. Well, they better ante it up because people are not believing. People, that spell is broken. People cannot unsee what they've been seeing. All right. So this man's gonna use all the dirty tricks to put fear in the minds of the people. And ultimately, the ultimate end game is what? Putting that RFID microchip on everybody. Okay? It says 14 again. It says, behold, the plagues are sent, who shall not, and it shall not return until it come upon the earth. So the plagues are sent. The who, let me see the who. The who literally, and the CDC literally been playing around with poison old batches of bacteria, viruses, and so forth to make the ultimate weapon. And there's no getting around it. So Esau is diabolical, man. Really fucking diabolical. That's why he will be taken out. It says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till they consume the foundation of the earth. And as an arrow that which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that are sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and the beginning of famines and great death. So it's just the beginning, man. And we don't know where this going to take place. What's the next step? But all hell's about to break loose. With that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.